A Women's Music Guide. Chapter 1. A Woman's Music Resource Guide. Women's music articles at hipgirly.com/category/women-in-arts-and-music. Articles on women in music. Major women's music websites. womeninmusic.org. Women for Music Society. womenformusic.com. IAWM.org, International Alliance for Women in Music, resulted as a merger in 1995 of International Congress for Women in Music, founded, 1979, American Women Composers, founded, 1976, and International League of Women Composers, founded 1975, IAWM. Women in Music National Network. 31121 Mission Boulevard, 300. Hayward, California 94544. womeninmusic.com. femmusic.com. Femmusic, focusing on emerging women in music, contains reviews, interviews, links, artist directories and bulletin boards. Women's music magazine websites. chickfactor.com, Chick Factor, official website for Chick Factor magazine. femmusic.com, Femmusic, focusing on emerging women in music, contains reviews, interviews, links, artist directories and bulletin boards. girlmusician.com, Girl Musician Online, designed with the female singer/songwriter in mind with an emphasis on the independent recording artist. griots.net, griots.net, dedicated to female independent music and culture, featuring original work by dub poets such as Lillian Allen, visual artists Shaheen Murali and Hollis Baptiste. musicaldiscoveries.com, Musical Discoveries, reviews of music by and interviews with contemporary, progressive and crossover female vocal artists. pinknoises.com, Pink Noises, resource devoted to women in electronic music. rachelviarla.wixsite.com/viarla, Varlaw magazine, print magazine that features women and music of all genres. Chapter 2. Women's music websites at musicamounts.org/women_in_music. Find women's music websites at musicamounts.org/women_in_music. Subcategories. Bands and artists. Composers. Links. Magazines. News and information. Organizations. Radio. Women's music organizations at musicamounts.org/women_in_music/organizations. audiovenus.com, Audio Venus, Women in Art, Music, and Media, global grassroots network of female artists, organizations, and media. Web community, live events. blackwomen.co.uk, Black Women in the Arts, organization in the United Kingdom dedicated to black women in the arts and music. borealis.net/peaceful women, peaceful women's music. Peaceful Women is an a cappella group that expresses a strong commitment to women's issues, social justice, freedom, and the environment. buzzroot.org/VPO-Watch, VPO Watch, protesting the Vienna Philharmonic Orchestra's discriminatory policies toward women. estrogenmusic.com, Estrogen Music, independent female musicians on the net. geishastar.com, Geisha Records. Geisha Star is a small women-run indie record label in Toronto dealing mainly with punk, ska, and rock acts. GoGirlsMusic.com, GoGirlsMusic.com, online community of independent women artists. Started in 1996, the organization is dedicated to promoting women in music. GuitarGirls.com, Guitar Girls, Songwriter Contest, MIDI and Real Audio Files, News and Resources. IAWM.org, IAWM, the International Alliance for Women in Music, a resource on women composers and women in music topics, hosted by Abilene Christian University in Abilene, Texas. iBiblio.org/NYWC, New York Women Composers, nonprofit that supports and promotes women composers of serious concert music. IndieGirl.com, Indie Girl, a forum for women in the independent music industry, including a mailing list, series of tours, and record label releasing compilation CDs. ladyslipper.org, Lady Slipper, non-profit organization whose primary purpose is to heighten public awareness of the achievements of women artists and musicians, and to expand the scope and availability of recordings by women. LAIM.org, Los Angeles Women in Music. LAIM is dedicated to fostering and promoting equal career opportunities for women and men in the music industry. mills.edu/showcase/f97/muse16/muse16.homepage.html, Bay Area Women in Creative Music, women composers, songwriters, improvisers, and sound artists in the San Francisco Bay Area. music.boiseestate.edu. fiddlechicks.com, Fiddlechicks, organization of women who play electric violin. music.mpr.org/features/0102 instrumental women/index.html, instrumental women, from Minnesota Public Radio, program about women musicians in the United States, and their contributions to classical music. ourworld.top.cs.com/chartfest/index.htm, Chart Festival, Chart Festival of Women in Music and Women's Music. Jazz Spring School, Young Women's Bands, Performers, Works, Links. qsilver.queensu.ca/grime/index.html, Gender Research in Music Education, Mission, to provide leadership, advocacy, professional contacts, and a strong research agenda for gender researchers in music education. soundsandfuries.com, Sounds and Furies Productions, Vancouver, BC, a small non-profit organization producing concerts, workshops, retreats and special events mainly in Vancouver, and also journeys for women to sacred goddess sites in Europe. weaonline.org, Women in the Arts, Inc., produce and sponsor programs that promote and affirm the creative talents and technical skills of women in the visual, performing, and fine arts. womenarts.org, the Fund for Women Artists, non-profit arts service organization dedicated to increasing the diversity and employment of women in theater, film, video and other art forms. womeninaudio.com, Women in the Audio Industry, free resource for women to network with other women in professional audio. womeninmusic.com, Women in Music National Network, non-profit organization that supports the efforts and achievements of women in music through media, education, and networking. womeninmusic.org.uk, Women in Music, United Kingdom, celebrates and helps raise public awareness of women's work in all types of music. womensmusic.com/index2.htm, Women's Music, site put together by Jean E. Schaefer, host of a weekly public radio show showcasing women composers. Includes database of women composers, discography, and other resources relating to the broadcasts. womensphil.org, the Women's Philharmonic, San Francisco, comprised of 70 women players, dedicated to the performance and promotion of the music of women composers, conductors, and performers. Big women's music websites at musicamounts.org/women_in_music/links/web_rings. takeoff.to/goddess, constellation of goddesses, dedicated to women in music. todayswomenmusic.tripod.com, Today's Women in Music webring of fan pages about women in music. Women's music news websites at musicamounts.org/women_in-music/news_and_information. bygirlmusic.com, Bygirl Music, store is for collectors of female artists. Genreless and ageless, we concentrate on the singer-songwriter and have an extremely deep catalog for collectors' needs. loveofrock.com, For the Love of Rock, captures the life and spirit of the top women musicians doing what they love to do, write and play music on their own terms. metalgirls.com/index_e.php, Les filles du metal, the girls of metal, discography, lyrics, interviews, sound files, videos, pictures, and concert dates for women who play metal. In French and English. cybergirl.com/fun/musicgirl/Lilith, Lilith Fair Special, pioneering woman's site, features an exclusive Lilith Fair area with articles, interviews, and on-the-road reports. Stay tuned for Sarah McLachlan special. FemaleMusician.com, The Female Musician, dedicated to educating women in all aspects of the music business. library.wisc.edu/libraries/music/wsmc/womenmuse.htm, Women in Music information includes bibliographies, encyclopedias, and other works that contain information about composers. womenofmusic.com, Women of Music, album reviews, artist profiles, news and links to keep you connected to female musicians. Women's Music Magazine websites at musicmounts.org/women_in_music/magazines. coolgrrls.com, Cool GRRRLS zine, learn what's happening musically in all the hot spots in the world. Reviews, photos and raves on girls in music. Divastation.com, Divastation, comprehensive internet guide to the world of female singers, covering jazz, blues, rock, pop, country, R&B and soul singers. Drummergirl.com, Drummer Girl, an online monthly magazine, serves women who drum. Readers can promote their gigs for free, buy or sell gear at the Drum Exchange, find a drummer at the Players Club, and learn a new lick at the Drum Lab. Femmusic.com, Femmusic, focusing on emerging women in music, contains reviews, interviews, links, artist directories and bulletin boards. FemaleMusician.com, Female Musician, through radio, video, and website productions, educates and enhances careers for women of all ages, worldwide, seeking music careers. GirlMusician.com, Girl Musician Online, designed with the female singer/songwriter in mind with an emphasis on the independent recording artist. Girlplayer.com, Girl Player for the female musician, artist photo gallery, reviews, interviews, classifieds, gig swap and musician resources. Girlmedia.com, Girlmedia.com, interviews, reviews, fiction, gig guide, streaming radio with girls in media and music. GoGirlsMusic.com/index.asp, GoGirlsMusic.com, community of independent women artists, featuring monthly articles written by independent artists as well as interviews, CD reviews and an online searchable database with over 900 independent women artists/bands. HannahJDavies.com, Hannah's interviews and reviews on contemporary music, record labels, original and upcoming dance and indie acts. HonkyTonkAngels.com, Honky Tonk Angels, the Austin music scene from the female perspective including real video and real audio, interviews, reviews of concerts and club shows, band ratings, photos, discussion group, chat room, and feature articles about the Austin lifestyle. Lilithschild.com, Lilith's Child webzine, focuses on up-and-coming female artists in the music industry today, contains artist highlights, CD reviews, concert reviews, monthly columns, calendar of events page, and a What's New page. MaratHonJustAPrettyFace.com, more than just a pretty face, dedicated to women in the music industry. Contains reviews, interviews and industry profiles. MuseMagazine.com, Muse Magazine, the Journal of Women in Music. Contains music interviews, music reviews and concert reviews. MusicQueen.com, Music Queen, online music community for women. Gain exposure, get promotion tips, submit your talent, learn about music contests and get advice. PinkNoises.com, Pink Noises, resource devoted to women in electronic music. rockrgrl.com/index.html, Rockrgirl Magazine, online companion to Rockrgirl Magazine covering many aspects of females in the music industry including interviews, essays penned by Ann Wilson of Heart, information on starting a record label, booking your own tour, legal issues, gear and studio tips. S2SMAGAZINE.com, Sister to Sister official website, 4-color monthly magazine devoted to the world of black entertainment. Jamie Foster Brown is the publisher. Varla.com, Varlaw magazine, print magazine that features women and music of all genres. VenusZine.com, Venus magazine, focuses on women in music with an emphasis on independent artists. Site provides additional information about the print version. vivacipress.com/wnqindex.html, Women of Note Quarterly, journal focused on information and research about female composers. Women's music radio websites at musicmounts.org/women_in_music/radio. xpn.org/program/Amazon-country, Amazon Country. Amazon Country airs Sunday nights 8 to 9 p.m. on WXPN, Pennsylvania University. It's a weekly, hour-long music and public affairs program from a lesbian/feminist perspective. This site contains links to women's music and lesbian resources. FemaleMusician.com, Female Musician. Through streaming radio, TV, and website productions, the female musician educates, enhances and promotes women in all areas of the music business. GirlMedia.com, Girl Media's girl music, showcasing women in music through interviews, reviews, contests, net radio and more. Variety of styles with an indie ideal. KRCL.org, KRCL Community Radio, Woman to Woman. Women's radio programs at this station based in Salt Lake City. RosaMusic.com, Rose Cafe, syndicated, half-hour talk and music program. Host Ellen Heyman talks with women about their music and their thoughts, listing of stations nationwide. SatelliteSisters.women.com/ss, Satellite Sisters Radio, radio show featuring 5 sisters talking about women and real life. Site includes broadcast schedule, audio excerpts, follow-up articles, and message boards. WIMS.ws, the Women's Independent Music Show, showcases women's music, especially the independent female artist. Hosted by Diane Ward. WomenOnAir.com/index.html, Women in Music with Lainey Goodman, weekly, 1-hour radio series with an eclectic mix of the best music of female artists from around the world. Femrockers.com, Femrockers, female rock musicians, radio station featuring women in rock music. Women's music personal pages at musicmounts.org/women_in_music/links/personal_pages. This list was started in the year 2007. Some of these musicians have given up the craft by now. ADeanO'Donnell.com, Dean O'Donnell, Irish harpist and singer. Dean O'Donnell is an internationally acclaimed harpist and singer. Schedule, music clips, recordings, and biography. AngelFire.com/wrestling2/Amanda Marshall, Amanda Marshall, full of grace, news, and information about Canadian singer Amanda Marshall and her music. Beatamoon.com, Beatamoon, Korean-American composer, performer, educator. Chamber, solo instrumental, and vocal works. BetsyTaylor.co.uk, Betsy Taylor, classical cellist. Family, friends, career. Angelfire.com/biz3/Bold Soul Sisters, Bold Soul Sisters, tribute to the unsung heroines of 70s early 80s funk, soul, disco, and rare groove music. Features audio, pictures, links, and quasi-bios on female artists that are difficult to find. BrilliantSteerings.co.uk, brilliant strings, string players, arrangers, and composers. DanaReason.com, Dana Reason, Canadian-born pianist and composer Dana Reason. Angelfire.com/goth/Distorted Souls, Distorted Souls, an all-girl metal band hailing from Toronto in Ontario, Canada. FiIcomMink.com/diva.htm, Diva Joan Cartwright, jazz singer and website designer. ElizabethSings.com, Elizabeth Sings, a very young soprano who performs before international audiences, singing lullabies and pop ballads. EllenVasters.com, Ellen Vaster, singer. Pictures and sound files. EmmelineDelapaix.com, Emmeline Delapaix, Australian singer/songwriter Emmeline Delapaix and her all-female band. EricaRenee.com, Erica Renee, the latest news, music, photos, and information about country music newcomer Erica Renee. CreativeFolk.com, folk music by and about women, a musical romp through women's history. Jerry Greiby collects and performs folk songs with positive images of women. This site has lyrics, historical notes, resources, bibliographies, and more. HarrietSchock.com, Harriet Schock, recording artist, award-winning songwriter, and songwriter instructor. JaneBrockman.org, Jane Brockman, composer, biography, purchasing information for written music and recordings. Music for concerts, film, television, and dance. impulse-music.co.uk/OwenThomas.htm, Janet Owen Thomas, British composer with a growing catalogue of significant work. Biography, works list, information on ordering music. impulse-music.co.uk/fowler.htm, Jennifer Fowler. Jenny Fowler is an Australian-born composer, living and working in the UK. Includes sound files, biography, works list, news. KadiUska.net, Katie Iskahana, singer and entertainer. band.calpoly.edu/drum/keiko.html, Keiko Abe, a tribute to Keiko Abe, marimba player, including articles and reviews. kitbraz.com/index.html, Kitty Brazelton, composer and performer. Leader of Da Da Da, Musica Orbis, What Is It Like to Be a Bat, and Hilda Girls. Teacher and curator of the Real Music series and Women's Avant Fest. KizzyMoral.com, Kizzy Moral, includes biography and information. LaraSt.Paul.com, Lara St. Paul, photos, information, and the music of Italian singer and producer Lara St. Paul. impulse-music.co.uk/sher.htm, Laura Sher, composer, arranger, piano teacher, and accompanist. Resume and contact information. Lepa.com, Lefa, singer, songwriter, speaker, contemporary Christian artist, singer, and composer. lzcybershrink.com/music.htm, Liz Zelvin, acoustic guitarist, singer, songwriter, plays at New York City clubs. Also writes poetry. mjleach.com, Mary Jane Leach, composer and performer. Biography, list of compositions and recordings. molecularmusic.com, molecular music, biochemist and musician Dr. Linda Long creates music from the structure of proteins. Includes MP3 files. moniqueberry.com, Monique Berry, music samples and information about singer/songwriter Monique Berry. motherspirit.org, Mother Spirit, Anarchy, Music and Healing. The folk/pop songs of Wendy Jones Merkley. pauselenchanton.com, Pause Lenchanton, memoirs, contact information, original music. percisvihar.com, Persis Vihar, composer and pianist. Currently the composer in residence at Canisius College in Buffalo, New York. Chapter 3. Women's Music Websites. Women's Music Websites 1. amazonradio.com, Amazon Radio, women's music for all who color outside the lines. WPKN in Bridgeport, CT. Home to the National Women's Radio Archives, playlists, events, and women's music links. aaems.com/wim/resources.htm. adiasplace.com/music1.html. angelfire.com/biz/musiclassical/womencomp.html. asu.edu/lib/subject/womusic.htm. bailiwick.lib.uiowa.edu/wstudies/music.html. concerningwomen.com. creativefolk.com. distinguishedwomen.com/subject/music.html. earlywomenmasters.net. emplive.org, riotgrrrl, women musicians. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/women_s_music. feminist.org/arts/linkmusic.html. femmusic.com.